It's Tuesday night again, 7 o'clock.
Yes, Tuesday night, 7 o'clock. We're back for one more Neighborhood News Show. Sejam bem-vindos a mais um programa mais um programa de notícias da sua vizinhança. É terça-feira, 7 da noite. Nós estamos aqui no canal 95 para fazer mais um programa para si. Hoje não temos convidados, mas eu e o John vamos falar consigo a respeito de coisas que vai acontecer aqui na nossa cidade agora até ao final do ano.
Ken, I heard everything you said.
Yes, I pretty much said that we're not having guests tonight, but we're going to be talking about some projects and events that's going to happen now until the end of the year. We have about a month to go until the end of the year, and so a lot going on around the city.
Yep, exactly. Well, do you want to start by talking about what's going to probably happen first? Is the Christmas parade?
The
right?
Christmas parades, yes. The Christmas parades. It's going to happen December 1st. It's going to kick off from Kennedy Park, and it's going to follow South Main Street and in a way to City Hall.
Okay.
This year, I'm not sure how many balloons we're going to have. Balloons, those giant balloons is one of the big attractions to this event. During the morning, I believe they start at 9 o'clock in the morning. They start blowing up those balloons at Kennedy Park, and takes a lot of air to fill those up because they really big. And together with those balloons, we have a team that travels with those balloons to teach the kids how to work with the balloons. They have to put the balloons down to go under the lights and under the wires and stuff like that. So, but the whole morning they are training the kids there. It's for people that never saw that before. It's a really nice thing to watch.
I've never been to the Christmas parade yet.
Then this year
So,
you have to go.
I'll have to see it this year.
Been happening for the past 3 years. Santa is going to arrive in the helicopter. So, and he arrives right at Kennedy Park right before the parade starts. So count on your clocks. 12:30. He's going to be arriving at Kennedy Park by helicopter, and it's a friend of ours that donates the helicopter. He's from Somerset, and he's the pilot of the helicopter, and he brings Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus and the kids had a lot of fun because he flies very low. So the kids can actually see him inside the helicopter, and he flies right over South Main in the way to Kennedy Park. So you need to arrive before, and to get a place too, because the sidewalks are full. Doesn't matter if it's cold or not. That brings a lot of people down. Still about the parades, we having this year, I believe, 16 bands, 16 marching bands.
Wow.
And we having about 24 floats. So is a parade. Usually last year was a parade of 7 divisions, and each division usually gets 20 to 24 organizations.
Wow.
So it is a big parade, and we should be proud because a lot of cities don't have it.
Yeah.
And Fall River has this parade. So that's the first event that we're going to have just kicking into Christmas.
Yeah.
December 1st.
Excellent. Well, one thing I learned tonight before we started the show is that you guys actually have a float. The Flint actually has a float, right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. For the past 3 years, we've been having a float, and before we used to have a float, just a float. For the past 2 years, we use our floats to fundraise. So you will see in our floats, we will have a live band, and our float will be surrounded by names, and those people are paying us to put their names there on the float, and with that we raised money.
So what's on the float? Do you have some kind of
A live band.
so it's a live band?
It's a live
okay,
band.
all right.
Yeah.
So is anybody in kind of Christmas costumes or anything like
Yes,
that?
yes,
Okay, cool,
and
cool.
usually I go in front of the float with my Charles Dickens costume with my wife. So
Cool.
that's like a tradition already. People
Okay.
take pictures, and they love to take pictures of us.
Cool.
So that's the first, and Fall River is going to kick the right way, December 1st into the Christmas season with the parade.
Okay, excellent. Excellent.
And every time that I talk about the parade, I always mention my wish is together with the parades for us to have a Christmas show. I mean, even we don't have a theater in Fall River, but even using one of the auditoriums, I think we have so much talent in this city that I'm pretty sure they will donate their time to put together a Christmas show. I did about 4 or 5 years ago. I did a live nativity on Pleasant Street. They walked up Pleasant Street with all the animals and everything. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
And that was people volunteer from the Lusitania Cultural Association right there on South Main Street, and I'm pretty sure if we put a Christmas show together, they will be more than happy to end the show with a live nativity. That's pretty much what people pay a lot of money to see it in New York.
Yeah.
That's what the Christmas show it's in New York.
Excellent.
Not just the Rockettes, but the live nativity. It's one of the big attractions on the show. So here he goes. It's who knows, one day we will have a Christmas show in Fall River too.
Maybe, right? Maybe.
Maybe everything is possible. Everything is possible if we all work together.
I agree. I agree. I agree. Well, before you go on, there's one thing that my wife and I usually do during Christmas here in Fall River is we visit the Historical Society. And that is really a cool place around Christmas time to visit. They have all these Christmas trees, and I believe they start decorating this like months before in October. Because I had talked to somebody there a few years back. They start this in October, decorating this, and I believe you can go there for free. So this is, a good thing, and they have a cool gift shop in there where they sell things that are Fall River things. So if you get a chance, definitely go there. I go every year with my wife around this time.
I visited them last year.
Yeah.
I have pictures on my Facebook about my visit last year, and it is beautiful. I mean, the building is beautiful around the year.
begin with,
Doesn't
yep.
matter.
Yep.
But it has a special touch in Christmas time, and they do a beautiful decoration on the house for Christmas. So it's another point that it's good to visit
Yeah, definitely.
for Christmas. December 2nd, we jump a day.
Yep, one more day.
One more day, December 2nd, is the trip that we have for New York City.
Yep.
Christmas in New York, we do this fundraiser for 4 years now. And we still have, at this point today, we still have about 10 to 12 empty seats on our bus to New York. It's $45. You have a free day in New York for shopping. We leave Fall River at 6 o'clock in the morning. We back in Fall River at 11 o'clock at night. People really love to go into New York, and especially Christmas. It's beautiful. So
So what time do you guys get there? About 10:30?
about 10:30,
Okay.
yes.
And you're leaving at about
6
7,
o'clock,
6 or 7?
6:30,
Okay.
6:30 we leave.
Cool. Yeah.
To be in Fall River by 11 o'clock. It's a beautiful event that we do, and
That's
another
cool.
fundraiser.
Especially this time of year. I've never been in there around Christmas. Been there many other times, but never Christmas, so
Oh,
I'm sure.
yeah.
Must be crazy, right?
Oh, crazy.
Yeah,
It's
and
crazy. New York and the decorations they put together, and the specials and the carols outside the stores and everything. I mean, it's the whole stores. It's
Everything, Cool.
amazing.
Cool. Okay. So now you have the next thing is for your neighborhood. What's going on? You have your Flint days, and right?
Yes.
Flint Carol days. If you want to
Yes.
talk about that real quick.
Yes. So we're gonna December 8th. We're gonna close a block on Pleasant Street between Cash Street and Thomas Street. It's pretty much a half a block, because Cash Street it's in one side of the street, and Thomas Street it's on the opposite side. So, but they run pretty much in half of the block. Thomas comes down to Pleasant Street about a half a block. So that's where we're closing. We will have a stage there for the carols. The kids gonna be. We invited the schools from the neighborhood to be and to bring the kids and to have a performance there. The stage gonna run between 2 and 4,
Okay.
just to be on the safe side. If it's cold, it's only 2 hours.
Okay.
We will close the street at 1 o'clock just to get everything set up for the stage to run. We need to put the tents up and everything. So, and who's gonna support the stage? It's a band from TJ Music.
Cool.
They were here on the show a couple months back,
yeah.
and I invite them to be there. So they're going to be the band there at the stage, and they're going to be giving the support to the kids for the Christmas carols. We having right across from the stage is Seven Hills Behavior Center. They're going to be providing a free hot chocolate for the kids, face painting. So will be plenty there for the kids to keep the kids warm, and the parents too.
Excellent.
It will be free. Everything will be free. We're going to have a moonwalk, because we think that the little ones need some attractions too.
Keep 'em
They
occupied, right?
Keep them occupied. So we are paying, and we are putting a moonwalk there. So for the little ones to have some fun too.
Excellent.
On the meantime, the Merchants Association is running the windows contest. So they're decorating the windows, they're putting up the windows the best they have to offer for people are shopping on Pleasant Street. And we have a cash prize for the first and the second and the third
Excellent.
window winner.
Okay, cool.
So that's, I believe, that's the 12th year that we do the window contest there. Just we had 1 year that we didn't did it because, and I believe was doing ad Lambert administration. That was the time that we were doing the sidewalks.
Okay.
So the sidewalks we had
They
no
were torn up, right?
sidewalks.
Oh, okay.
So we had to give her a break we didn't want nobody to get hurt.
Yeah.
So that year we didn't have the window contest. But since then, for 12 years, we've been having the contest.
Okay.
And so I think it's going to be another great event in the city. And when I met and I talked to permits, I asked if another neighborhood was doing anything. And so far, I was told that no other neighborhood's doing anything for Christmas.
Yeah.
So it will be just the parades and us there at the Flint. So
Good, good.
I wish, all the other neighborhoods will do something, because as long as it's in a different date, we just could visit
To do it.
each other.
Well,
And,
it's
go out.
it's good.
But
that
I
you're doing it.
understand.
Yeah.
But I understand it's. I mean, the end. It's the end of the year,
Yeah.
and they are really burned
Yeah.
out. The neighborhood associations are really burned out.
Yeah.
By November, December, they just use that time to spend with their families,
Yeah.
because during the whole year they do so much
Yeah.
that. But I'm happy that I have both organizations, and I can just relay and different people to do different events.
Yep.
So I can use
Excellent.
different people, and that's why I'm able to do it.
Yep.
But on me, I'll have to be there. So what else?
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm pretty sure that we're going to have a really, really nice event. So everybody's invited, December 8th. It's a Saturday.
Yep.
From 1 to 5. Just come down to Pleasant Street and bring your kids, and you will have fun.
Okay, excellent. Sounds good. Sounds good. Well, I'll talk about, and we're going to try to get Pat Casey on the show in the next few weeks, right before Christmas, to talk about something that has gone on. I think this is going to be the third year as the Polar Plunge, and I know stuff has come out on Facebook about this now. It's going to take place January 1st. It's normally at 10 o'clock at Sandy Beach. We're going to try to get, actually, Anthony is going to volunteer, I'm sure, to come along on that, right, Anthony?
No, I'm not volunteering.
Well, at least you'll show up, Anthony,
I'll show up, but I'm not jumping in the water.
and give some moral support, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
But it is,
I heard that he's going to jump on the water.
well, he's saying he's not going to, but I mean, I don't
I'm
know.
going to be there with the towels to give to you when you come out.
Come on, we're hoping it's not that.
If you need another volunteer, I will be there with you.
right, sounds
Not to
good.
jump on the water. I mean, I love the project. I love the event. I love Pat, but
Yeah.
not enough to get me in the water.
Well, it's sort of Anthony's.
I will pay for somebody else to go in the water for me.
Well, there you go. You can sponsor me and Nicole. But Anthony's a little bit young for this, but this is somewhat of a bucket list thing. But I liked it so much last year, I'm going to do it again this year.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of a cool thing. And it is for a good cause. And I think also there was a lot of community spirit that day. So that's why I think Anthony should definitely come out that day, at least to see what's going on. And,
I only weigh 130 pounds, I'll freeze to death.
come on, it'll be right after Christmas, you know what I mean? Come on. But yeah, it's a great event. I know the mayor is normally there, and last year a couple of the city councilors there. I think Dan Rigo was there. So it is a good event, and that money that's raised goes to the no-kill shelter that Pat Casey's a part of. And I think last year they probably raised, I think it was like $5,000, believe it or not. And all
Wow.
it is people sponsoring other folks. So so it is kind of a cool thing. And what I found amazing is when you do go down there, the clarity of the water. We hear about the wastewater treatment thing and this whole CSO, but that's what we're paying for. The water is just as clear as you're probably going to see down in Newport, So I thought that was kind of cool, And that's probably where the beach thing comes from, where Pat's trying to get this whole beach thing there. But it's really a nice area, so that's another thing you can do, during that area, right after usually it's New Year's Day, so 10 o'clock. Just got to make sure you go to bed early on New Year's Eve. Or maybe if you don't go to bed early and you have a hangover, probably it's the best way to go in there because
It's
it's
to
cold.
jump on the water.
But last year it was about 50 degrees, so it was really good. I don't know how it's going to be if it's cold out, but I think they've lucked out the last 3 years that it's been kind of warm. So
And you've been going in there for the past 3 years?
no, I
Or
only
you-
went last year. That was the only year.
I was going to ask you, how's the the crowd if it tends to be bigger?
I didn't go the first 2 years. Last year I went, I would say about 30 to 70 people went in the water, and there were probably over 100, 200 people watching everybody on this cliff
That's the
overhead.
easy part.
Yeah,
That's
everybody's
where I
standing
can
there.
be. Me and Anthony, we
they
can
all-
be there on that crowd.
And they all had their like fleece jackets or winter jackets on, and
I
everybody's
think
going
that
into the
will
water.
make even more, the people that going to jump on the water, more cold and more afraid to jump on the water when you see, everybody
Yeah, no, you're right.
with a lot of clothes.
Yeah, it does. It kind of, but you go in, you know what I mean, and you just run in like hell, and you just get out, and that's it. A few people are actually staying in there for a while.
Yeah.
But you run in, get out as fast as you can,
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think the worst part was going in.
Yeah.
To me, the worst part was once you get all the way in, that was the worst part, but it was fun. It's another bucket list thing,
Yeah,
so it'd be nice.
I think my worst part will be get out, because when I get in, I'm not as cold as when I get out.
Yeah, so it's, and that.
Yeah, but it's a good cause, and I hope people will go down this year again.
Yeah.
And at least sponsor somebody to be there.
And lend some moral support at the same time. But it was great to see everybody's really happy. It's a new year. It's going to be 2013, so you start out the new year with something like that. So it's a neat thing,
Yeah.
So
I'm happy. I'm happy that it's going to be the third year and people still
supporting it.
supporting
yeah.
it.
And
Because a lot of events they happen 1 year, second year, and then they die out. They die out.
You're right.
And I'm happy that it's one more event that becomes on the calendar, and people look for every year
Yeah.
to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right. It's hard to keep people's interest, but I think that event does. And it appears that they're probably getting more and more people, so it is a good thing. But you're right, more people are bystanders. The rest of them, very few going in. So the 70 people go in, or 40 people, whatever. So it's cool.
And I think we still have some time to go over overall the year. We are pretty much ending the year. A lot was done. A lot it has to be done in 2013. But overall, on your neighborhood, Niagara, you're happy with this year?
Yeah, I'm happy. I mean, we have, we've still been concentrating on our island project. We've been going back to our playground. We got a playground 2 years ago. It's been a little frustrating because there is graffiti. The playground's only been up for a year, and we have graffiti on it. So that's somewhat frustrating, and the park department's cleaning it. We're trying to help and clean out, but again, it's volunteers. But what we do have coming up, which I hope is going to happen by next spring, is we're going to fill in another island on Brayton Avenue. The city's going to fill that in, and we're going to get trees planted there through the tree planting committee. So I think that'll be a good thing. We're going to try to get, and this is already in the works, a neighborhood sign to put there, and just plant flowers there. I think I know that we've heard what neighborhoods' missions are, and I think that we never really set up a mission, but I think our mission has been leading toward more trying to beautify our small part of the city, and I think that's important, especially the area of Brayton Avenue. It's a main area coming into the city, and now with the new Walmart and Sam's, I think it's important when people are coming from outside to see that it looks good, And hopefully, once we complete that area, then we can start heading over to the Plymouth Avenue side and try to see what we can do over there. But with anything, it takes volunteers to do this, and just planting flowers, for instance. It sounds like it's a small thing to do.
Yep.
It is a small thing to do, but then you got to get somebody there to water these things every day. And when you're doing a whole area, you got like 7 or 8 gallons of doing that and walking. It's just when people are working, you get home from work at 6 or 7 o'clock at night, and you got to get out there and do it. So it's It seems like these things are
Yes.
easy until you see, this is what I gotta do, it's a minor thing.
I mean, on that, I can tell you that one of the projects that I did with my youth group, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, we started was hanging the plants on Pleasant Street. The first
so you
year,
know, right?
yes,
You know
the
that's
first
not-
year was fine. I had the kids. This one could go, I will go. The second year, that one could go, I will go. But I said, let's try it again. So 2 years ago, last year, we put the plants up again.
Yeah.
And guess what? I was the only one putting water on.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about, like one small area. I'm talking about plants hanging on light poles between the Flint Plaza and Eastern Avenue.
Yeah,
So I had to buy a tank to carry on my back,
yeah,
because I could not go up and down for water.
Yeah, yeah.
So I bought a 20-gallon water tank that I could put on my back
yeah,
and had like a big thing so I could put the water on the plants.
Yeah.
And I have to fill up the water in half of the way of the street.
Yeah.
So I'll go down one way,
yeah,
fill up, and come back another one. But one every other day.
yeah. Yeah, no, it's,
One every other day. So I will leave people home
Yeah.
because I have to put
yeah,
water on
you
the
do that.
plants.
Yeah,
I mean, they last
yeah.
during the whole summer, but I had to put a lot of water.
Yeah, and the interesting part of what you say, I work in Boston, they have that. They have those around City Hall. Do you know who waters those? City workers, because they have the resources. We just don't have the
Yeah.
resources here to do that. So, so you're right. It's not easy.
No, it's
And it
it's
sounds
not.
like it's minor,
It's,
but,
I mean, looks beautiful.
yeah,
Looks beautiful. I fight for those plants a lot because, for years I had to fight because of liability.
yeah,
I got it done, and then what happened is I could do it this year.
Yeah.
No way. I mean, I have so much already
Going
to
on.
do, so much going on. I could not do it.
yeah, yeah.
But another good project that we end up with not having this year, but
Next year,
next year,
2013.
and it's right around the corner. So we will. And I'll just with that, another good thing that happened this year was we started the neighborhood news.
Yeah, there you go. That was a
Yes,
good thing.
it was a
right?
good thing that
Yeah.
started this year, and this is the 40 shows.
Okay, wow, wow.
So we want to make it to 52. At least we make one season.
Yeah, at least we could get 1 year out
For
of
the
it, right?
second season, I don't know who's going to pay for it. Usually that's how that works.
Yeah. No, I know.
They
Well,
pay big bucks per season.
I know.
And it's
Then we
okay.
can quit our day jobs, right?
I mean, if they buy me a coffee, I'm happy.
Yeah.
But not even a coffee. So it's time to go again. And John,
Yeah.
have a good Thanksgiving.
Yep. You too. Same to you and your family.
And we will see you back.
Yeah.
Next week.
Tuesday. Yeah, next
Next
Tuesday. And have a nice Thanksgiving, everybody. And try to stay positive and say something nice about Fall River.